Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. As a way of introduction, my name is John Bosco, but my friends do call me JB, so feel free to call me JB. All right, if this is the first time you're visiting my channel, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here today. If you're a returning subscriber, always, I am grateful. Thank you for visiting me and trusting me. In this platform, I try to walk us through in terms of Scrum and Agile in general, specifically Scrum and other Scrum frameworks. Last week or some time ago, I tried to take some question and answer or look at some important debates or some questions centering about Scrum. Today, I will be walking us through on one of the responsibilities of a Scrum Master, which is facilitation. A Scrum Master puts on different hats, perform different responsibilities, and one of the key responsibility of a Scrum Master is facilitating Scrum ceremonies, sections, events. And in doing that, a Scrum Master needs to understand what are the key points in order to do that efficiently and effectively. In other words, today, I think I would love us to look at how to facilitate Scrum events, sections, ceremonies like a pro. One of the key things I like about, one of the key reasons I like listening to Jeff Sunderland, who is a co-founder of Scrum, he talks about what makes an excellent Scrum Master. And one of the key things that makes an excellent Scrum Master is the ability to facilitate efficiently and effectively. And that is what I thought I could share with you today. If you're an aspiring Scrum Master, or even if you are a professional practicing Scrum Master, sometimes you just go into a meeting not prepared, not knowing what to say, and then you keep rambling, and then you're like, okay, guys, that's it for today. Do you think you are delivering value? How do you think your team members feel internally? How do you feel stakeholders would react or respond when they attend, for example, the sprint review, and then see how you as a Scrum Master facilitate or coordinate that ceremony? With that said, today I think that you will find this very informative. As always, feel free to comment in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you are a returning subscriber, you are more than welcome to let me know what your thoughts are either by emailing me at info@ineedscrummaster.com, or you could also put your question and concern, or you can also, at the end of this, you can also let me know if there are other key points that I left behind. With that said, I'm going to pull up my board and then we can take that together. All right. So, regardless of whether you are facilitating meetings or events, ceremonies, or sections, notwithstanding what it is, the main purpose of this, you know, presentation today or this section today is to, perhaps lay out some of these key points that would be able to help you, even if you are practicing Agile coach, Scrum Master, right, on how you can facilitate those sections. All right, so the first thing you need to know going into a section or before you be able to do whatever, scheduling you are doing is to define the purpose. The purpose is what will help you to be able to function or be able to facilitate efficiently. You wouldn't want to go into a meeting and then you keep rambling about. You want to establish that. See the purpose of a meeting as the subject line. I'm not sure you can send an email without having a subject in the subject column or in the subject spot before you can send out an email. Likewise, going into any meeting or ceremonies without having the purpose for that meeting. One thing I used to do if I'm going to facilitate in any of my meetings is to first of all highlight what my team members should expect or what my attendees should expect. In other words, I am setting forth the purpose of that meeting. Second thing is to have an agenda. You need to let people know what is the structure for that meeting. What is the number one, number two, number three, and the final thing you should be able to discuss. You don't want people to come to a meeting and then they will be waiting and then you'll be rambling about there is no structure. People will be so uncomfortable, people will feel frustrated, sometimes even overwhelmed. How do you think your supervisor or your stakeholders or even the CEO of your company who happens to attend any of the ceremonies, for example, the daily stand up, which is one of the simplest, but at the same time, one of the most misregarded of the Scrum ceremonies. When you have an agenda for a meeting, it becomes easy peasy. You need to establish that agenda before or during the meeting. The third thing is you need to know who is going to attend that meeting or ceremony or events. And then you can be able to send the invite ahead of time. Knowing your attendees will let you know how to structure your meeting. What I used to do is, if I am attending or if I'm going to facilitate, for example, the Scrum Sprint Review, I first of all have to consult with my product owner, with supervisors to understand who should be there. That would help me to be able to not leave anybody behind. Having your attendees in mind will let you know where, how, and what to say. The fourth thing you need to know is you want to save time. You don't want people to come and waste their time. You need to establish how long people should budget attending the meetings. People should know ahead of time, okay, I'm going for this meeting for so amount of time. Each of the Scrum ceremonies, according to the Scrum Guide, are being facilitated or has its own allocated time frame. Theoretically, Scrum Guide might say the sprint planning should take nothing less than 8 hours if you are doing 4 weeks sprints. But realistically, we know that might not be possible. What I used to do in my organization, previous and even current, to make sure that I tell people or tell my attendees what they should expect in terms of how much time they should allocate for any of the ceremonies. Fifth is to let people know the location for the meeting. In a traditional environment, most meetings are conducted in a physical space, for example, a conference room or a room. But because of the situation, because of the society, or because of the contemporary or whatever it is, either post-pandemic period or even during the pandemic, COVID-19, we realize that most teams or most ceremonies have gone online or in a visual space. Sometimes when you have distributed team members all over the world, sometimes there is this hybrid nature of some people might be having the meeting in a physical space while projecting or pulling in the team members that are distributed. So you want to make sure that you establish such information ahead of time. You need to also let people see what you are saying. People need to be engaged. One of the ways you engage people in the ceremonies is to create visibility. Again, I have also emphasized, I'm going to re-emphasize it here, that Scrum is not just telling, there is show and tell. You are telling people and at the same time, you are showing them. How do you show people what you are telling them? By pulling up the information radiator. There are different tools you can use as a Scrum Master, as an Agile coach in order to create that visibility. We have the Jira, we have ZenHub, we have Azure DevOps, you have even Mural, we have Miro. There are other tools that you can use as an information radiator. You want to make sure that people are encouraged to participate and be proactive and even become engaged, especially when you are conducting the meeting in a visual space. You want to make sure that you establish housekeeping rules. What do I mean by that? The ethics of your ceremony. Who should talk, how people should talk, the step by step of the rotational format of how the communication should flow. One of the reasons for that is to respect people. Most of the times, you have old members and new members who are having the meetings together. Sometimes you have people who are highly experienced and people who are new in a Scrum team. By establishing the housekeeping rules, you want to make sure that you carry people along. You want to create time for people to ask questions. There is always time to capture feedback, especially in a sprint review. After the demo, you want to give time for stakeholders or whoever the external attendees are to be able to give feedback, either if the team is on course or off course. Even if it is during the daily stand-up, you want to create time, either a minute or two, for people to raise up any concern or questions they might have. Finally, but not the least, you need to highlight the key information that has been discussed within the meeting. You need to bring to people's attention what are the action items moving forward. In other words, you need to summarize and let people know that these are all of the information discussed during the meeting. All right, I know that you are also conducting your meetings in a different format, but I do believe that these key points are efficient ways of facilitating any of the Scrum events, ceremonies, and workshop or sections like a pro. Please feel free to put in the comment section your thoughts, ideas that I must have left behind, and we should Scrum together. All right. If you are looking for a place to enroll in a Scrum class, I Need Scrum Master has your back. What you need to do is simply visit www.ineedscrummaster.com. You have a lot of information on the web page. Feel free to visit all of the web pages. Enroll in the Scrum class. It is for 6 weeks. One thing I like I Need Scrum Master is I Need Scrum Master works with your flexible time. I Need Scrum Master makes sure that you are not left behind. You can schedule a free consultation time and someone will be able to talk to you and understand how to help you. Feel free to refer your friends about I Need Scrum Master YouTube channel, I Need Scrum Master classes. Tell your colleagues, friends about how to enjoy, how to take advantage of this wonderful opportunity. Feel free to reach to me at info@ineedscrummaster.com and then we can be able to engage and discuss more. All right. Thank you for listening to me today. I hope I'm going to see you around. In the meantime, I hope you stay well. Bye for now.